Getting yelled.
Well, you guys are. All right. Call the meeting to order. Danny, roll call, please.
Johnson,
Here.
Canowitz,
Here.
Renders,
Here.
Moriarty,
Here.
Zener Keipel.
Here.
Hanson.
Here. Stand for pledge of allegiance in a moment of silence.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, motion for the approval of tonight's agenda.
I make a motion.
Who's that?
Just vote.
From the council, do we have a motion for tonight's agenda?
Motion to approve tonight's agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All approved? All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, approval of the minutes of April 14th, regular meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minute.
You still can,
You were kind of.
you can read
I
them.
was kind of here.
You read them.
I did.
So we got a motion, second.
Second.
Okay, any, we got a motion and a second, any call outs or
I had
comments?
one little change I gave Danny, which was the time that I arrived.
Oh,
I'll just make that.
I would just like to compliment Danny for going through all the material that was presented and kind of sorting it out for us,
Oh, yeah.
giving us the names and all that. I thought you did a really nice job.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Danny, for holding my bathroom break on there and helped out with physical with my doctor last week, so I appreciate that.
or actually.
I didn't say
Her-
the rep.
He made
Did
him
I, or
do
did I just say?
Her-
He left for a minute and came back.
It's like,
All I did is, I think it, doesn't it just say you left?
Yeah, it just says I left.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't say where.
I usually don't annotate. But they specifically. for the-
Now it'll be on the, now it'll be on the.
Right, exactly.
I'll make a note of the note.
But
But yeah, no, nice job on that. It was very detailed and how it all went down the fateful 2 weeks ago.
and that is the way meetings are supposed to be actually annotated.
Yeah, I suppose.
Typically, you don't, destination doesn't matter. All right, all in favor,
Bye.
Aye.
all opposed, okay, motion carries approval of the last minute of April 14th, okay. Citizens input, anybody here that wants to present something that's not on the agenda? You have to state your name, your address, and we'll see it from there.
My name is Kellen Kavidra. I live at 2604 Wildy Street. I am here tonight to ask the council for written consent to have 6 chickens, no roosters in my backyard within city limits. Current city ordinance reads, it is unlawful for a person to keep livestock, including poultry, within the city limits except with written consent of the council. What I will do, I will have no more than 6 chickens, no roosters, place the coop farther than 25 feet from any neighboring houses or residences. Coop will be in my backyard and kept clean with no odor. Any questions?
So we can't take action because that's what happens on city, but we can discuss it and then look at it in the future.
Right? Any questions on that?
You see any noise problems for your neighbors
Nope,
around?
the only chickens that crow are roosters and we don't have any roosters.
Do we have others in town with?
Mike, yeah.
We've had
No.
one before, well, we've had one, but we had required written permission from neighbors as far as an application to come to consider, but that, I don't think we have any
He
current.
had health issues and they were like comfort animals for him also, young, like 10-year-old.
Yeah, but he did, like Aaron said, he had to go.
Then you had to
get
get consent.
like an
consent.
an easement or kind of thing from his neighbors.
Did you say you're going to keep yours in a pen kind of a
Yep,
situation?
it'll be in a coop in the backyard and then I'll put a privacy fence up so the neighbors don't have to see anything.
Sounds like you have a good plan.
I'm sure you'll keep it clean so
Yep.
the smell doesn't attract.
Yeah. I
It'll
don't-
keep the raccoons over on his side now and not over in my yard.
Will it help out with the
Well,
feral cat problem?
I did, you
Exactly.
just took the words out of mine.
Well, yeah, I should have said. No. Can have a bit.
You might be helping with that problem.
Under the table. Anyway, yeah, so, yeah, I guess it'd just be a matter of an application and getting written permission before they could probably give that, and then it would have to be put on an agenda. For consideration, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, just get with me when you're ready with all that, and we can put an agenda item together.
Sweet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Kelly.
Good night.
Thinking yesterday, it's been a while. We've had a chicken.
Okay, anybody else? All right, we'll move on. We'll just go right down the list. Where department head reports, we'll start with Parks and Rec.
Evening, everyone. Month of April. Notes here, we had 2 all-day gym rentals and we did 33 hours in rentals for the fireside room or a court party. I did have a typo. The first one should be our Easter egg hunt was on the 28th of March. 5th of April was actually Easter. The Vintage Market was in the building on April 11th. That was a first time event. They said it went really well and they've already rebooked for the fall and looking at next spring. The Western Iowa Synod was in our building the 17th and 18th. Yesterday, we did our 26 for 26 cleanup event over at the rec complex. We had 10 awesome volunteers who braved the cool weather and the wind and came out and helped us pick up trash. And currently, we are having our adult volleyball tournament at the rec center right now. So it's that'll finish up tonight, and that'll be 7 weeks completed there. A couple things that I already said. Summer venture camp and the pool hiring is all complete. On Friday, Danielle and I will be heading over to the mall over in Sioux City. They're having a summer camp registration event. So we'll have a booth set up there to get some people signed up for camp. And that'll be from 3:30 to 6. Like I said, all staff's been hired for the pool and summer venture camp. We had a lot of kids apply this year. We had 34 kids sign up to be counselors for camp, and we had 34 kids sign up for concession stand at the pool. Lifeguards, we ended up with 24 lifeguards, so we'll be fully staffed for those. We did order a new pool pump, so that should be here hopefully in the next week and a half. And then we did do a opening. The Sergeant Bluff Community Foundation did an opening for the lighted tunnel, and with that, holiday cheer lighting did install some lights on top of the rec center concession stand, and they just happened to finish the same day, so that worked out really well for us. Got a lot of good feedback on that from social media.
The lighting tunnel was barricaded again.
What's
Still
that?
having troubles with the sidewalk underneath?
It's a little slick, so we're working on that.
Sand volleyball courts, those ready
So
to go for the year or?
we have new nets up. No, we usually
Like the sand where you.
yeah, Public Works usually tills those for us once we kind of get closer to the June.
I just had somebody ask, and it would be going.
I was at an event last weekend at the rec center and it was very well done and a lot of compliments from the people that attended, your staff. And the fireside room looks very nice. Jason, didn't your guy take care of that?
Still working on it.
I'd still like to see some kind of bigger artwork of some sort on the walls. Instead of a bigger piece of artwork or something on the walls instead of those little tiny frames. Thoughts?
Big portrait of me.
Well, that would
Yeah.
work. Or all of us. We could have one big.
Well, I created it.
I like. Isn't there like history of Sergeant Bluff hanging on the walls?
Yeah, but they're
Maybe
just tiny
maybe
little.
we could get with the museum. I know they've got a lot of stuff that would like to loan out on. And stuff like that. I can talk to Jerry.
That
problem is you would.
Stolen.
Mhm.
You don't want it
Yeah, that's
low.
the problem.
Well,
I
Well, I was just
agree.
talking, he's got archives of stuff that haven't been put out yet, so. Yeah, I was at the museum board meeting last week, so. But yeah, it's kind of staying along the same theme of the history of Sergeant Bluff, and that's what everybody wants to go with. I can reach out, and see,
sure.
yeah. Okay. Also note too, I know I had nothing to do with you, but everybody, they haven't been over yet, but what Little League and softball have done to their complexes this spring with the monies that they've received and the fix up that they've done, new fencing is in on the north two fields.
I think so. Last I checked, the northeast field wasn't complete.
Not complete yet, but the northwest one was done.
I think northwest ones.
Scoreboards are in the works and stuff, so, but yeah, it really looks nice over there. So if you haven't had a chance to check them out, check them out. They look, the upgrades and the money that they're spending have really, made a difference to those two,
And,
facilities.
and just a comment, 34 applicants for counselors and then for the lifeguards for the
So
pool.
like
Like, that's a
68
lot of
total. It was
interviews.
a
So,
lot.
kudos to you and your team for doing that.
So no trouble with the splash pad or, but for the water park then, no.
Not that I've had so far. I haven't really seen the new water park advertising for staff, so I'm not sure where they're at.
They put it on social media. I didn't say like pay rate or anything like that. So,
I haven't seen anything.
But it's great that you're staffed even though they might,
Yeah.
so that
yeah,
to be ahead of the game on that is great.
I drove by that a week or so ago and they got a lot of work in.
yeah.
It'll never be done.
Maybe Labor Day, but it ain't gonna be
Yeah.
Memorial Day.
Maybe Memorial Day too.
And then pool opening.
Yeah, we'll be pushing the pool opening back to June 1st. We just ran into with some projects going on. So we're just gonna push it back 1 week.
Splash pad just when kind of whenever the weather.
Once
Sure,
it's
we're
not,
good.
once it doesn't dip below to freezing and
Gotcha.
things, yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Tom.
Okay, one more. All right, fire.
Everything should be on the sheet. Just a few things to note. We are already ahead of last year's call volume, which is not what we were hoping for. Couple days to go. Last year at the end of April, we had 210 and we're at 218 already. So been a very busy week this week. Hours and training from the prior month, since we're not done with this month. That is probably a record number of hours for people spent at the station. I don't think we've ever had that. It equals a little over 61 hours a day of man hours at the station. The training that's without a fire training in March because we had too many fires and we had to cancel it. So still looking amazing there. Lots of people involved in training throughout there. Since spoke with you last, we've had a lot of significant fires in the area. We've played a big part with our mutual aid in some of those. Unfortunately, there was a fatality fire in Salix. And then hours later, we had the 3,400 acre fire that tore through the county. And that was 3.5 days of working on that. If anybody has questions on that later, please ask. Mid-American reached out after that from corporate on May 5th, and meeting with some of their corporate people coming into Sioux City on their wildfire mitigation plans and things around power lines. So good conversation. They invited 3 or 4 of us up to that. Coming from that, we've identified as a county even some training topics, and we took one on at our business meeting, even with a little radio work. You're going to see departments from a lot of different places coming into town Thursday night. We're going to work on large water movements, water shuttles, drafting, things that would have to happen in another event like this, kind of while the iron's hot. We're going to strike and go. We'll also have a little parade through town probably. Tristan Vanderschaff gets back in finally after a deployment of over a year, and you can understand better than probably any of the rest of us, but spent a lot of time in a bomb shelter as he was over there.
know, Jeremy and I and others are gonna help in welcoming him back in because he doesn't get the big ceremony because his unit's out of Cedar Rapids where they're flying into. So when he flies in here, there's one or two of them. So we're gonna make sure we do something for him.
What time, you know?
About 1800.
That's 6 o'clock.
PM. PM.
What day was that?
Thursday.
Thursday.
And we will have, we're gonna be grilling out. His family is providing a bunch of stuff. We're gonna pull our grill over at the station afterwards, so. And if you wanna come over and welcome him home, you're all invited. Just don't have too many in one place at the same time.
Yeah, Daniel,
Cause Danny grief.
It's-
I'm out of.
it's a
town.
celebration.
It does seem.
okay. Mayor says it's fine.
So it's fine.
We
I'd
just,
like
yeah, go ahead.
Highlight the fire school for me.
Fire school was wonderful. The largest attendance we've had in any time in the past that we hosted. The fire school committee wants to have it here again. We talked to the school. They are all fully on board. It's on all of their calendars. The Legion was extremely happy. They want to participate again. We've had a couple minor conversations with Tyler and we're gonna maybe work to see if we can include the community center in this and work with Tyler as well. Numbers were up. I think they're gonna be up again next year. So it's been wonderful.
Didn't they set a couple of records? Like money made for some of the vendors and
The fire school itself profited more this year than in the last 5 combined.
that's the stat I wanted.
Yes, yes, and vendors did, the high school did quite well. The culinary kids made good money and helped them with their trip to DC this past week. So it was a very good overall thing for our community too. People were very, very happy. Last little bit, you can read through, you'll have 2 liquor license on the agenda. Both their fire inspections were good. We got those done. Got 21 additional inspections done and talking with Andrea a little more on a couple of those for some concerns that were out there and addressing those the best that we can. And then the last thing that's not on there, hopefully by Thursday this week, the lighting system will be fully up.
I'm gonna ask you about
We're
that.
tweaking a couple things on it. He's coming back up and then I'll get all of you, city staff and council. If you want it on your phone, we'll get you that and the access so you can have the real-time data on your phone. They put a new weather station on top of the fire station with it as well. So you can get real-time weather data from Sergeant Bluff and the real-time lightning and you can set it so the alerts go off on your, so you know as well. So hopefully that'll be done by Thursday. He's coming back in town.
Cool.
Questions that you have for me?
How's the classes going, kids?
Good,
Everything
good.
going smooth?
Yep, they wanted to start it nice and small and easy, and that's what we did. Sounds like they've got registrations from Sergeant Bluff and other school districts
The next year?
for next year already.
How many, which class size again?
We had 8 this year, and that's the way they wanted to start it.
Perfect.
So
I couldn't remember. I knew it was.
they're hoping to go to the low teens next year is what
Is
they're
that what
hoping.
the kids responding and everything? doing
Yeah,
well
they're
with it?
doing great. One of the youngsters got on Sloan's department.
Nice, good.
That's from their school district, so that's very beneficial for them as well.
Cool.
Any others?
I have a thought about the parade and the gathering.
Yeah.
That if it's a slow news day, that could be newsworthy if you wanted to reach out. I
We
think
can
it's
do
a
that.
big deal. I mean, and it would, or if you want.
He loves to give interviews at
I will-
KTIV.
I will reach out to you.
No. Chief Mueller knows them well.
Yeah. let me
That'd be
know.
good.
Your
Just-
besties.
You never know. And it,
Yeah.
I think to your point about how there was a lot of coverage when the group came back. Or whatever, a couple of
Yep.
months ago, but that he doesn't get the fanfare, but is still a local who.
He's
Would
a
be
member
very
of our
much,
department. He also works full-time
important.
for the sheriff's office, so I mean, it's gonna be a good thing, and I think.
So he must be coming home on civilian, but they're landing in Cedar Rapids.
And then he's got a commercial flight into here. Or, yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yep.
There was something on the news within the last few days about that unit coming into Cedar Rapids, so then I think.
Yep.
That could be the tie.
It could be a
So-
connection. Yeah,
Okay.
have a tie-in.
Very good. Any other questions? Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, police.
Yeah, in the packet there, I see that, the citations and warnings came through, did not come through properly. So I'll get that fixed for next meeting. It should only be 3 or 4 pages and
Yeah, there's a lot of reading.
Look,
I don't know what happened when she converted it over, so. I guess this is all new for Rory. It's her first time doing it, and she's trying to bring in more information for you. That's the graph I'm talking about, or the
Yeah.
Excel spreadsheet
Yeah.
chopped itself to pieces. So I'll make sure to get that fixed. She did add to the report the media release information. So it shows you all of our calls that we had, all 233 of them. So gives you just a brief snippet of what it was or the type of call. So if you guys like that, she'd like some feedback on it. If you guys want to see that every month, or if you want her to take that out, or, you know, 'cause before it was just the arrest report, which is in there, but this information that she's provided is all public record, so.
Kind of a nice at a glance
Yeah,
format.
it's an interesting reading. Yep. So obviously she has to chop a lot off of it, but that is what, say the media called and said they want her last month's info, this is what they would get. So, compared to, January, she wrote January top of this and compared to the last year, we were up. So same trend that Anthony and the fire department seeing. Obviously, we've already talked about our part in the big fire that took place. Again, that was, I think everybody was on that thing. We got our new lights installed in the building, so tonight they'll be red and blue for the first time, and next, well, second week in May, they'll be blue for police week, and try to stay on top of that too, to keep those things in there. Other than that, everything seems to be going well. They're making do and getting by with some personnel issues, but seems to be working well. Everybody's chipping in, so. Any questions?
I'll just say if everybody likes all the extra reading.
Yeah. If you like it, or if there's some information maybe you want to see, bring it up, or something you want taken out. Roy's just trying to figure out a way to communicate with you guys and what's going on.
I appreciate it.
And that transition has gone well.
Yes, yes.
Good.
We've already changed how reports are gonna get approved now. They go to her first, because she can do the uniform code reporting stuff, make sure all the reports are correct. And then it'll come to Bosie and myself to approve the report. So we have another step in there to check everything out, which is really nice. And she already has all that training, so.
That's super.
Some of the things are new for her, like council packets are new for her, and there's some other things that she's never seen before that we do, or the technology that somebody else did where she was at, so. But she's been taking it in stride and trying to improve things as we go in our phone.
It's great.
Vehicle versus vacuum.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
versus.
I'm like,
From one.
Yeah, I didn't.
Well, then-
There was a vehicle versus mailbox too.
Yeah, there
There
was
is,
a
yeah,
vehicle
yeah, yeah.
versus that bike.
thank God there's no vehicle versus house right now, so that's good. Or pedestrian, or
We're scooted.
e-scooter, yeah.
Yeah.
I did watch 3 of the motorcycle kids come to town today. And they saw me watching them too, so they seem to mind their P's and Q's. But
Did any change in the last couple of weeks at all?
I haven't heard one complaint since we started talking about this, actually, since the last meeting, which is,
Encouraging.
yes. So. I don't know if that's because people are afraid to speak up now, or parents have maybe told their kids, hey, you keep going like you're going, you're not gonna have it at all. So
It was an excellent meeting last,
it was.
when we,
And
a lot of good inputs and, from both sides and
I believe those people took it back out to the community
some
better.
good changes.
Obviously, we've been trying.
Shows that we're very serious about it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Big community conversation. Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks,
Thanks,
chief.
Chief.
All right, Mr. Inspections.
Got it. Just like this.
Good evening, council.
Hello. Hello.
So for my report, I'm just gonna go over, how 32 inspections have been completed this month, 16 permits been issued. Year to date, we've issued 42 permits, represent about $9.6 million on project valuations. Last year, we were right about 5.9 million, so we're pretty well ahead of that number from last year. Permit fees collected, money coming into the city. Again, last year, we were right under 30,000. This year, we are just under 32,000. So a pretty good jump there as well. We currently have 10 new homes that are under construction right now. Some of those, a lot of new homes have started up, and we've also closed out a few homes too. Some of our projects, updates, Sergeant Bluff Eye Care, all the rough inspections have been complete out there, so they're pretty much moving into their final stages. I know they got their fire alarm installed. The 869 Dogwood Trail, that's the Sir Lines lot out there. We've got a building up, which is really nice to see. Again, they've got their footings complete. I just talked to Mr. Sampson today about kind of the next steps there. Got some plumbing work that's going to go in, some minor modifications to their interior setup, but everything's moving along really smoothly on that project. The Warrior Business Center, the hometown physical therapy, again, is moving swimmingly. It's rough inspections are complete there. They had the HVAC guys over there today, reconditioning the space, just getting it cleaned up over there for it. 106 Port Neal Road, that's the McRoberts project over here. Concrete work on the driveway, the approach and the parking lot has been done. A lot of that's ongoing. They've got the approach done. Some of the parking lot has been started. They just have to finish that. 108 Sergeant Square Drive, that would be, that's the west building next to where the old MCI kind of complex was. We've got a 28,000 square foot interior remodel going on. A business from North Sioux City is going to be coming in. Kidsy they're going to be coming into that space. If you don't know anything about them, they just do kind of online retail type situations. So they'll work out of a warehouse, and they ship product out of that warehouse. Plan review, 16 project reviews were completed during this reporting period. Civic Review, our online system, continues to be used. We're close to 60 submittals just since launch at the beginning of February. So it's going really well. Some minor changes having to kind of come up that we're working through with that. Again, kind of with that, the questions, because we've included the right-of-way requirement, because a lot of the work happens on private property, but a lot of that work has to get brought to. So we're just connecting all of our T's and dotting all of our I's, making sure the project fully gets looked at from start to finish. Rental housing, we're getting ready to do Riverbend Townhomes. So we'll renew that entire complex over there here within the next 45 days. That'll all be done. Again, our focus remains on those rental properties that have expired certificates. The property maintenance issues, EMS calls are great with reporting that kind of stuff. A lot of code enforcement this month, property maintenance issues, right-of-way restoration required for some damage that was observed, address updates for businesses along First Street. That's done. Some vehicles and trailers, some other property maintenance issues. Did want to mention the sidewalk enforcement repair letters. That sidewalk assessment is getting started this year. The assessment is going to be the quadrant east of 75 and north of First Street. So essentially everything in the Camelot, Oak Hill, and everything in that section. They've already started. I think they started walking a little bit this week already. I've been on a couple of properties. Some of the code violations that have been brought to me have been civil matters, so I kind of had to refer that to those agencies and let them kind of handle that. Joe and I have some online training scheduled for tomorrow. It's going over some legal stuff, Fourth Amendment issues, court readiness if it comes to that, but more procedures related to those abandoned, dangerous, and neglected properties. So that should be pretty good. Continuing to make progress toward that electrical inspector certification. I've got kind of a test time frame in mind, hopefully by this fiscal year change and taking that test and getting it done. Ordinance and policy updates, the home-based business and trade business, the wireless communication towers, sign code revisions, all that stuff has kind of gone through P and Z and had that first look. So we're kind of at the attorney review phase, just kind of waiting for that to move to the next step. As far as the business inspection requirements, still kind of looking into that, researching that, kind of what other cities are doing and what works for them and what doesn't work. Same with animal protection and control. Again, just kind of, I know that we do have some animal issues that maybe aren't contained within our code. So kind of trying to look into see how we can incorporate some of those requirements into our city. That's all I have. If anyone does have any questions, I know I get a little long-winded there.
That's a lot. You're busy.
Yes, we stay busy.
Season.
It is.
And now you have to check on yard, making sure everybody mows their yard in a timely fashion.
Yes, and I have stopped at a few properties. A couple commercial properties have been brought to my attention. So they're all scheduled. The ones that I've talked to have all scheduled maintenance already. So we're just kind of waiting for that to get done.
I just noticed one on the drive over here.
Yes.
Do you still have the online complaint system?
Yes, ma'am, I do. Yep, and I've made it so that you can go on the city website and kind of, I want to kind of report a concern. Yes.
I wouldn't get too rushy with it because some people like to grow their yard out to where it seeds out first before the
Yes, absolutely. I will do
the
that.
spring.
We'll keep that in mind for
I've
sure.
done it,
We'll keep that in
which
mind.
gets it above
Does
the,
that count thistles too?
well, some of the, well, if it's weedish, that's different. But hey, I like my yard, so leave it alone.
Jason's was immaculate, so.
Jason's is pretty yellow.
Hey, where are we at with the update? I know we tabled this from like 30 days on the lakes property over here.
Mhm.
I haven't, it's been over 30 days, I haven't heard anything.
We gave 60.
60.
Oh, I think we gave
Yeah.
it 60?
So within about,
Something.
within about 2 weeks, I say, of that meeting, I was contacted by the plumbing HVAC company.
Mhm.
They went over there, gas pressure tested the whole home, so that was checked off. I was waiting on a contractor. I know the contractor could review that. The contractor's assessment actually went to Aaron when it was supposed to come to me, so I didn't get it right away. Otherwise, I would have let you know that sooner. But that did get turned in. So the next step would be to just follow up with Sean out there at the house, and that's what we're gonna do next.
Okay. Thank you.
Like one was a roof repair they couldn't do till spring anyway.
We are waiting, yep, we're waiting on the roof to get repaired. We do have a Board of Adjustment special meeting, that's pending too, so we're an FFL dealer, residential.
When you speak with them, can you tell them to kind of clean up the outside around the house,
Absolutely, yes,
please?
yes. I will do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, council.
Thank you. Aaron.
Okay.
Thanks, sir.
All right,
Last?
library.
Last.
Yeah, I know. Wow.
Like you count.
Hey. Order.
Speaking of which, I'd like to
Terrible.
take some of those chickens that are gonna be at your house, just saying.
Not at my house.
Hey, at least you have Easter eggs to paint.
You could do it. Okay, library, your favorite. We had 1,002 people in March, which I thought was fantastic.
That's amazing.
We're consistently high in keeping people coming in and out the door. We've been adding a lot of patrons, card holders. So we're getting a lot of the people that are coming into the newer apartments, who one of the first places they stop is to us to get a card. We added a website counter. So I put that on here now, so you can see that we've had 3,672 people have checked out our website for whatever reason. And we had 22 events last in March or in April. And we had about 511. That includes our going out to the daycares and everything too. So a lot of statistics. I know that it's a lot boring, but I look at it to just see that we're gaining all the time. And we look back 3 years to see where we were and where we are now. So that's kind of what all those numbers are. Summer reading, we're getting ready. So I'll have all my invoices ready in May. So we've got all the checks ready for the performers. I've included a calendar for all of you in living color to show you all the events that we'll be doing this summer with Fantasy Read. I'm just gonna say, watch for things that might be exciting to you, and please stop in and see what we're doing. We are going to have a team photo contest. I went to an online seminar, and one of the libraries was talking about it. I thought we could do that. So we're going to submit it to the middle school and the high school for the teens to submit photographs that they've taken. And then we'll have some secret judges who will judge them, and we'll have prizes for first, second, and third place. We're gonna do a theme each month, trying to get the kids to really start coming in and being at the library for things. And we're doing a lot of things that are geared towards teens, like the Lego builds. We've got some really large sets that are harder, are gonna take more time to build. We're gonna do that with the older kids. And our vintage candy challenge, we have candy from 1926, 1946, 1986. And we're gonna see how brave they are to try the old candy and the 1986 candy, which is just from yesterday. Let's see, I was asked to be on the committee for the All Iowa Reads. So I am on there for 2 years, and I get to read 22 junior fiction books in order to pick which one we'll have for the All Iowa Read. So I was excited about that.
Congratulations.
We're still looking for a board member. So if anybody knows anybody who knows anybody, send them our way. We are getting a second telescope for free from a place called Unistellar. And we're getting a first generation smart telescope, and they were giving them out to libraries. And I said, sure. And then we were on the list to get them. And tomorrow at 9, I am meeting with Jacqueline Aguilar from KTIV, who evidently is our favorite channel. And she's doing a thing on our story walk and the fact that we added Braille to it. So she said she doesn't know when they would use it, but it's a good story to have for just whenever. So if nothing else, it's a good little Sergeant Bluff plug for us. So if you look over the schedule and you see anything that you have questions about, please ask. And then come to our scheduled events. Bring your family, bring your kids, bring your grandkids. There's something for everybody. And don't be embarrassed if you come to the foam party and get foamy with your grandkids. We won't judge. Just say it. Just come. See what we're doing. Any questions? Comments?
I have a comment. I would just like to applaud you for the library week activities that you had and the outreach that you provided. And just the way in which you're reaching out to the community, really trying. I mean, the fact that almost 80 new people, 80 new people came last month is
We're trying really hard.
great. I mean,
And the
that's
cake
great.
was fun. By far, the cotton candy was the one that we got the most about, and I had a young man come in today and say, where was the cotton candy today? And I said, well, we'll bring that back out another time. It was a lot messier than I thought it was gonna be, but it tasted good. So, I mean, that's all that matters.
I wanted to make the cupcakes, but I was misinformed.
You were misinformed. However, if you would look back at your minutes from a previous council meeting, you would notice that I had given you a schedule
Oh, no.
from my,
I'm so busy, my schedule, I gotta rely
it
on.
was a picture schedule that said what we were doing each day of the
Pictures.
day.
And I told you too.
That's okay. The
Okay.
cupcakes were delicious.
I told him.
I made it myself.
They were great.
Oh, you did?
I was the culprit.
Oh.
That's why I
You
looked.
don't
yeah.
rock that.
They were great.
Okay. I was like, I told you it was.
We try to do stuff that's fun, and it was fun. The kids enjoyed it, adults enjoyed it. The fruit day was my favorite, but nobody came.
You do a good job, Mary.
I was out
doing
of
the
town,
best I
otherwise
could.
I would have been there.
So, any other comments or anything? Just watch what we're doing this summer, come and visit and see what's going on. And park your car over on the side.
Yeah.
Cause we're hoping to be really, really. So
Oh, and you would like lights as well, yes?
I would love lights. I had mentioned it to my board a couple of times. I would.
Take a picture of police and put it on your desk.
Is that the finance director? saying-
But I'm doing with the eggs. Anyway, I would really love lights.
If they're donated.
They,
That's
if they're
that's
donated,
what we
yes.
wondered if-
If they're
That's a
not, then
possibility.
Did they approach us or did we approach them?
He approached us,
I think so.
Might as well mention.
but I
it if
can't,
he wants.
I mean, I
then it would
I
be
don't think that,
consistent.
I'd like to see this building
Yeah,
done
just do
too.
the two
Mhm.
together.
And then that really the whole block would be
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be?
complete.
Remember how we had the corner set up for Greg Bray with the lights that went across the street?
Yeah.
We don't say that.
Don't say that word 3 times.
First of all, we don't use that word, and second of all,
I'm talking about the lights.
Yeah.
Bennett
Yeah.
said we would never keep
Well,
those up,
Didn't
so.
he retiring?
Yep.
They
There
look
you
nice
go,
on
there's
4th
Greg.
Street in Sioux City, I mean.
They
The
do.
wind doesn't blow here, so they should be safe no matter what.
All right, finance.
Finance, we'll talk about, the audit was finalized today, finally got back to Aaron and I. So we'll be bringing that to the council, and then the budget amendments coming up later tonight. Public Works, Heather's been kind of working with the pool with Ira and John. We had Miller there today to do some painting and to fix some patching. Tyler's got the slide people coming next week. May
I thought
ninth.
they were supposed to be here last week.
What's that?
I thought they were coming last week.
Yeah, they were off a week.
I had to push back, weather delayed.
So that's that. Nick is gonna come out of the office and work on sanding the tops of the grates to put new. Stick them on that, as well as, what else is he gonna do? Oh,
The stairs?
the Tyler to the stairs, he's gonna wash the deck and everything, cause it needs to be sprayed washed, but. Splash pad's ready to go, Ira's got that ready to go, so whatever day they wanna turn that on, it's ready. My electric team's been down at Dogwood. Working on, burying. Conduit for Mid-American to get power to those businesses down there. Trying to save some money by having our guys do a little bit of it. The next project we got kind of going is Quick Star. We still have to get around there to tie Old Town Loop into Camelot Loop. And we still have that group that's coming in on the loan that we got to do the 4 different projects. They're coming out of Sioux Falls. No timeline for that yet. Streets, a couple priorities, that are just small ones, kind of, but, Embassy Court, the end of that is kind of falling apart. Falling in, so we're gonna get that one done, and then the Colfax Court and, Coniston has another inlet that's falling apart. You go around town, there's a lot of inlets that are having trouble, so we got a lot of inlets we've got to fix. It just takes money and time. Summer help, John called out to school. We got a lot of applicants already in, so I think we got 5 or 6 applicants already, and we'll see that there's a few more come in over time. Like Kirk said, Bennett's retiring in June, so we did advertise for a 1,000-hour man. Through 3 or 4 lineman colleges, we got 9 or 10 applicants, which was really good, because last time I think we had 2. So 10 applicants, we will be interviewing them starting next week, I think. To talk to them just to see when they don't graduate till May, some don't graduate till July, so we'll kind of feel it out and see what we get. Got sidewalk bids coming tonight that you guys will see. We're also looking to get some drainage bids for the ditch to see how much of the ditch we can get cleaned out. Probably try to do it on a dollar basis versus distance, so we know how much we can do. That's about it right now. Any questions? A lot going on, but.
2 things that I got, anyway. Drainage issue that's been there forever on the north side of D Street by.
Yep.
8th, I know.
Yep.
Sunday again, it was, after that hard rain, it was all the way, when I came back in town, it was all the way
Yep.
full again, and so.
When we're at work, we have guys out there instantly to, 1, sit there to slow people down, and 2, to get that cleaned out. It goes from there and it goes actually west there. We had a bid one time to clean it out. It was 60 grand to do it. So far, the idea that it takes maybe an hour to get out of there completely, we've just kind of pushed that down the road a little bit, but yes, it still needs to be looked at some point.
And my other thing was. Trees on D Street planted last year, or is there somebody watering, fertilizing those? Do we have a plan so that. They continue to take off? I mean, they made it through the winter really nice.
Yeah, I don't know if do they tell us what we need to do yet on that? Earl May?
Look, I think they can, it's like a 2 sheet.
Yeah, so we will get, yes, somebody will
Jesse likes to get out of the office a little bit to water the flowers at the rec complex. He can water those. And like I said, we'll have high school kids start pretty soon. We'll send one of them to do it for sure.
They are looking very nice.
Yeah, they do. They treat these guys. And I was against them, but I do like the way they look.
He had
You know,
to take
that's
some
right.
convincing,
It
yeah.
took me some convincing, but
Yeah.
they do look really nice.
What's more work?
That's recorded.
It's more work for my guys. That's why I didn't.
Yeah.
And then the flowers are coming. We have the at the Kiwanis Pond, we've got those boxes that we built. We have the flowers coming for those at the end of May, early June. So those will get cleaned up a little bit and look a lot nicer. Andrea and her daughters are volunteered to plant those for us. So Kiwanis is full, got fish in it. Kids have been fishing. So anything else or anybody seen that needs help understanding?
Street wise, I'll get with you.
Yep, fine.
Yep.
There's plenty of it.
Plenty of streets.
Plenty to fix.
You know, cause it's a funny thing, I never noticed it until you're out.
Yeah,
I'm out in my golf cart driving around town, then for some reason it just, you notice it. So,
yeah. Unfortunately, $100,000 doesn't go very
It
far.
doesn't, no, I
It
know.
does not go very far,
I know.
but that's,
So,
well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll get with you on that. Thanks, Jason.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. All right. We'll move on to approval of the consent agenda items. We have a liquor license renewal for American Legion, liquor license renewal for Eddie's Tavern, proclamation Public Works Week for May 17th to 23rd, proclamation week EMS week, May 17th to 23rd, National Police Week, May 10th through the 16th, Municipal Clerks Week, Danny, May 3rd through the 9th.
Get them all in.
May the 4th be with you on that.
Mhm.
And then we have bills, check number 93,428 to 93,477 in the amount of $719,718.53. We have a motion for all those.
Motion to approve the consent agenda items.
Second.
Okay. We got a motion, and a second, any call outs or questions?
Chief, everything good on the license? Eddie? Yeah. Okay.
All right, we'll call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries on the consent agenda items. Okay, discussion items, proposal from Warrior Snow and potential action. What you got on that, Aaron?
Yeah, well, so we had sent a termination letter for the lease, and sent something out to Mr. John Saylor. He'd come to the meeting, talk to you guys about getting 30-day extension so they can come up with the proposal. So that's why it's on the agenda, to see if you, well, basically hear a proposal. So this is not John. This is Nikki.
Nikki.
Yeah, so yeah, we've talked a little bit, staff had some back and forth with John and so Nikki's here to
reopen.
To propose.
Yep, I propose to reopen it.
Yeah.
Yep. I know that it sat there for last summer, but I worked on it the last 2 summers before that. So I would like to propose to reopen it pretty much the same way that it was ran the 2 summers prior to that. I think the hours were like 3 to 8, and I think we were closed one day on the weekends. We worked really hard with, keeping it here in town. We worked with the kids at the rec. We did stuff with the pool when they would do like, Christmas night at the pool and stuff like that. We would always make sure we were open. I'm proposing to do the same thing. And I'm assuming we would need a new agreement.
Yeah.
And we would open like the first week of June. Till probably right around when school starts.
So a couple of concerns that we had, was, well, one, it sat idle for a
Sat there
while.
for a year, yeah.
And so a lot of the landscaping and things that you guys
Yes.
had done has now deteriorated. So it doesn't look that great anymore.
Mhm.
Frequently, RPD gets a frequently, occasionally, RPD gets a phone call that doors open, swinging, and then I'm hitting each department, I'm looking at each one.
Yeah.
So they'll get phone calls here when you guys aren't open, since it's on city property, they think it's our thing. And so then they get phone calls, why aren't you open? You know, when is it gonna be open? All that kind of stuff. So those are a few of the concerns that I know about. Anyone else?
It definitely needs a little sprucing up when we were
Yeah.
doing the
Yeah.
cleanup on Monday. Coat of paint and it just looks
Mhm.
pretty bad tacky back there. So are we talking about a year-to-year lease? Probably, is that what we had before?
Well, I think the first one we did with, was it Jeremiah, Jay Lehman's son, was a year to year, and this last one was,
I thought that one was month to month, because he didn't keep it open he didn't leave it there in the winter, right?
It was moved to.
yeah, it got moved
There
from
was.
by the road back. But yeah, it's basically we could terminate with or without cause, or, you know, that was kind of, the termination was kind of left open. The current one has had a clause of, the rental would be only the months it was open. So then when it wasn't being operated, it was being stored at no cost or no rental fee, so. But yeah.
I guess that would be my question is, what would your hope then to keep it there, even though it's only in operation from June to, you know, through the summer?
I mean, ideally, yes,
Okay,
but that would be something I would talk about.
okay,
Cause Jeremiah is the only one that's moved it.
okay.
Yeah, sure. So when John and Nikki had it, John came in and said, well, what if I do some landscaping and make it look all
Right.
nice around there?
Right.
Then can I just leave it? Which we said, okay, fine, great, but then it didn't open last
Then it
year.
lapsed.
So then it didn't open, didn't get maintenance, didn't. So that's kind of where we're like, you're right. If we do allow it, we would need a new contract.
Yeah.
It
new
wouldn't read the
agreement,
same
yeah.
as the last one you had.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm new to I am new to the council as of January, right? So this is my first
Mhm.
time through this, but that's just my question is if it's going to stay there, just your thoughts on
I mean, I guess I would.
upkeep, maintenance.
Yeah, I would
and the
ask her, obviously
landscaping
the
piece
rocks
with
can
it.
stay there,
Yeah,
you know, like. To clean it up, the picnic tables can definitely be moved for like the winter.
yeah, I think that would be good.
And I don't remember the reason and why it got moved from the road.
We,
I don't remember why we did that.
no removal.
Oh, okay. It was easier to put it over there in the grass.
If we were
Yes.
putting a permanent, we were
Right.
putting it permanently in with the transformer
Mhm.
before, I don't know what they use electric wise, I don't remember.
A car out front there.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
a meter
okay.
out there.
So then it was, if we're gonna
Mhm.
leave it there permanently, we're gonna scoot it to the back.
Any other question?
Are you guys good with this?
Well, if you guys want it there, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's, I think from a transformer standpoint, we could probably use the transformer somewhere else, but, yeah, I don't know. I mean.
And if you
way
guys
was-
wanted to give me a list of requirements to make it look way better.
Yeah, I think we'd need like
think that-
hours of operation, a number on it, so that if they had anything, they could call you or whoever. to
And
put
just so you know,
charge.
currently it's locked right now with a key. I have a key. But the push button, I mean, like, the air conditioner got stole twice in the snowstorm. So kids just go by there all the time and play with stuff.
Really for a mutual benefit for you and for the city to have it secured, you know, as well. Yeah, I guess I would be open to seeing your thoughts or plans for improving or, you know, sort of bringing it back to the level of the previous level that was expected as far as just like, I don't know, quality conditions. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's. So that it,
Mhm.
and that would obviously benefit you as well to sort of.
Right,
bring
I
new-
agree.
Bring new life to
Mhm.
it, you know, kind of. Renew.
And I think we played with the hours a lot. Trying to get it from like when Jeremiah had it to when it was actually busy and when it was dead.
Mhm. Well, and then there's the Sunday night events too, that are the market, that's planned. You
Yeah.
know, ideally, it would be nice if
Yep.
it could be open.
And I would
Yeah, I don't
definitely,
know.
Unless
I
that
think
was
Saturday or
Yeah,
tonight,
you know,
maybe, I don't know.
be a tricky.
I don't
something to
know. We
consider.
might have to talk about that.
But
That would be their choice.
Yeah. I think it adds to that area over there. With someone with your kids and stuff, so. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, we can work on
okay,
a list and a sample agreement and
that works.
get that, we can bring it back. Maybe May 12th would be the next council meeting. If we
Yep.
have by then, if you're talking about June, we'll probably want to get something back by the 12th.
Okay,
So we could, Danny and I can, you have,
I gave him my phone number.
you know.
I think
or-
I've got, yeah.
Yeah,
If you don't, I do.
I
I got it.
But I wonder if we could kind of give her a heads up on what we're gonna
what,
be
maybe
asking.
what you
So
guys
then,
can expect, and then so I know.
right, yeah, maybe
you guys
before
do
that meeting on the 12th, what we're thinking.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay,
I mean, it won't get validated till our meeting, but then at
Right.
least you have an idea of what we're talking
Right.
about.
thank you.
Well, exterior appearance is gonna be a huge one.
Right.
Yeah, that's, yeah,
Okay,
that's.
Perfect.
okay,
All right.
thank you.
We'll get with you.
Thanks, Nikki.
Thank you.
Thanks for sitting.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, next fun item. Chapter 77 amendment discussion on e-scooters, e-bikes and PEVs. Who wants to start this?
Right,
We kind of listened to, well, we had a meeting, Andrea, Chief Noller,
Rosie.
Rosendahl,
Yeah.
Aaron Lincoln. It was all was there, yeah. And we kind of changed some items for that last discussion, which I thought was very good. So I'll let I don't know where we want to start. I think you got all the changes that were put out
yeah,
there.
they should have been in the packet. At least those in red. I think
Yep.
maybe I'll go down to the table. So we did do some more research on what the state code says and allows, and I think some of our ages for some of the upper scooters were probably against what the state code would allow. Our current chapter 77 basically says prohibited anybody under 10 years old. So that's what we chose to throw on here for an age restriction. The other thing that was confusing was the motor power design speed. We just take that off of that chart.
That's great.
Good plan.
We talked about.
Yeah.
Talked about, now this is obviously go different. I mean, if you wanted the original language, that's fine. This is just what we thought we heard from the council and the public. Yeah, take out the design speed, max motor power, then they're adjusted that first bullet point. Prohibited from riding around the recreation trail unless under the direct supervision of a parent or legal guardian. That was one of the items brought up. Or unless if it's the most direct route from home to a facility they're going to. So if it's, they got to use part of the trail to get to the ball field or to the pool. That's what we were hearing. But not just circle around and around and around and around unless they're with their parents.
And we're hoping that keeps them off the grass.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. I'll hit
Yeah.
you when I see something.
That might be a,
So. Who's that up? I
it might
thought we
be,
had it in here, but maybe we didn't.
I'll find
You
it.
have
You
it
keep
under-
talking, you keep going.
Under the prohibited from riding around the, no, it was in there somewhere else.
Should be areas of operation.
But under,
Oh, here it is. Under reckless or improper riding, added. Added riding on private property without permission from the property owner is one, and then riding on city-owned open space or parks grounds in a
There's-
reckless manner to disturb the grounds or to disturb other riders and
but
pedestrians.
we don't want them riding on the ground
No, and I-
regardless.
Do some more studying up on this, and
But
some of the
any-
cities are saying not on any city grass parks.
Right.
Sure, that can be.
Right.
They just described it down a little more and make sure we understand we're
Yeah.
not gonna be in the grass and in the parks.
That seems like a good clarification.
So just take out the reckless manner, it just period.
Yep.
And a lot of this was us just looking at DNR information, looking at state code again, looking at some like Iowa Bicycle Coalition, the other cities that you know that are going through this as well.
It is quite dizzying, so
Mhm.
thank you for your help
Thank you.
and
Killed a lot of trees that day because somebody would find something and we'd run and print it out and give it to the group and but it was good.
So the age restriction, current one's 10, unless under supervision of legal parent guardian, if you want to bump that up, we have every right to, I think, unless we're going against what state code allows, but helmet, we've kind of gone to strongly encouraged but not mandated.
Why is that?
That was the language and the Iowa code.
The Iowa code says it this way?
since we don't have a
It's-
helmet.
Since
law
there's
in
no
Iowa.
helmet law in the state of
Well,
Iowa,
this is how their code.
it's
reads.
kind of hard to mandate. I mean, seriously, then we're starting to be government controlled.
Well, they're gonna say that anyway about us, so
True.
I thought the helmets and flags were one thing, two things we were sticking with, but. I see
Kind of,
what-
we can put it back.
I see what you're saying. If we can't force motorcyclists to do it, can we
But
bicycle?
they're over.
But do you,
The only ones that the state code enforces is on a moped.
right, so this is why I don't understand why a moped has to have helmet and a flag, but yet a scooter that can go even faster can have nothing.
With a younger child,
With a younger child.
Yeah,
So
I'd be in-
it's dizzying.
I would be at least in favor of helmet or flag. Or both.
Or both.
I don't know how we put a flag on a scooter though.
I
Yeah.
thought some had them that I've seen, no?
Maybe
I
it's
would
not
say-
the scooter so much for me as the little dirt bikes that like the kids are 6 or 7 years old.
We outlawed
Dirt
them.
bikes.
Okay,
Yeah, take those private property.
because
That's DNR.
they,
DNR, yeah.
So
Yeah.
this wipes out all the
The motorcycles, because those are
motorcycle
regulated by
looking EV
DNR.
vehicles that everyone's riding around town.
Correct. Unfortunately, because the DNR does consider those under their domain. They have to be registered with the DNR and they can only be ridden on
There's-
certain
What
trails.
they call
There's
them. Oh,
there's some over in our neighborhood that
oh,
they're,
yeah.
and they're
Something
little
like
kids.
that, OVM, something like that.
But they're already
Oh.
controlled by the state in a way, so.
I agree, but.
I got it
just
here.
know that that's-
I did too.
In these
Thinking
45
it's so
pages.
people,
Oh, I-
Something like that.
I don't
That was
mind,
a big topic of conversation
I don't-
because. More and more of them are popping up too.
Because I would assume that the majority of them are these little e-bike, dirt bikes
Mhm.
that are all banned. That's the majority of ones I've seen running around town right now. So
And those are the ones Sioux City has been going after too.
Off-road
Yeah,
motorcycle.
they're considered an off-road
ORM.
motorcycle.
Okay, no, I.
ORM?
But I just,
Not, we were asking about the.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were. I just,
ORM,
whatever.
off-road. They're more recreation trail. I mean, they would be great at the stuff that the bike park that the city or Sioux City has.
Oh, you mean over at
The
Cone?
big groups I see are the,
Mhm.
those little off-road dirt bikes.
The little teeny little things like this
they're
tall, yeah.
just tiny, and that's the part where I think a flag would be so helpful
Yeah,
because
well, that's why they're not allowed is because they
Yeah,
are
they're
so
so dangerous.
dangerous.
Mm.
We talked about a lot and the crowd talked a lot about education. We don't really have a lot of that in here.
We didn't put that in here, but we did partner with the school. The
The
schools
schools.
agreed to this year before the school, it's gonna be in an assembly. They're gonna talk about it, and then we will put it in place for DARE next year. And then we're also gonna try to get some, make sure before every summer break or when it starts getting warm, we get that pushed out in the schools again. The schools have agreed to help us with it because they also see the problem. So,
And we met yesterday with the Safe Routes
Mhm.
team and talked about the possibility of having a table at the the back to school registration night that they're willing to like let PD have a table. It's like, that would be a good spot too, to sort of educate families on this.
yeah, cause it's still warm at high
Riding
school
their,
time.
yeah, riding their devices to school, that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
So would be an opportunity for outreach as well.
We take it, yeah. We take it regardless if it was just this issue, but just to be able to connect with the community.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking that too. And just a neighborhood
Right.
friendly kind of thing.
So where'd we go with the bicycle helmets? Did we leave it like it's here in the red?
Well, that's the thing. If you don't have the dirt bike, you're just a scooter. Right?
Scooter and a
And-
class
and-
two, or
Yeah.
1 or 2 e-bike, yeah.
Our current bike ordinance does not require helmets. I just think it's silly, but,
I do too, because I think if there's ever an accident, it's gonna be their head that's going to get very severely injured. But
I'd like to say full face helmets like those kids that are at least wearing on the motorcycles, because if you're on a scooter and you come to or your scooter comes to a sudden stop, usually it's their face that takes the brunt of that.
Is there a concern at all about requiring it and then people not being able to afford it?
you can afford a scooter.
I'm just saying like
if you can't
that,
do the safety
Well, I mean,
equipment.
helmets
thing,
are,
but-
my helmets were $200 a piece for my bike, so I understand.
I'm
You're
not,
saying
I'm
that,
I'm
yeah.
in favor of helmets,
Mhm.
but I'm just asking.
They used to
But-
pass them out.
Right,
We still
Ones
have
that
some
that
left, I
safety.
don't know. I don't know where we used to get those from.
I don't.
We used to hand them out, we saw kids not riding them, we used to hand them
Doing
out,
like
or
things.
if maybe they had a helmet that was looking pretty tattered, we'd give them one. But I think we've only got, a handful
I
left.
wonder if Shields donated them. I don't know, Chief Pack, retired Chief Pack.
somebody else talked recently about some sort of a grant, a situation where a grant provided funding for helmets like that, I don't.
Yeah,
remember
when-
what,
Retired Sergeant Benson from the sheriff's office, and he's been retired now, I don't know, 6, 7 years. He used to be one of the big pushes in the area that helped all the rest of us with the bicycle rodeos and getting all that stuff and getting the bikes. And since he's retired, that's kind of all, nobody's filled that, spot. Cause he'd go take bikes up to the prison in South Dakota and drop off broken ones and pick up loads of repaired ones that we hand out too, so.
And the registration policy, I thought we were kind of doing that, be a way of giving them a sheet of paper that talks about safety issues. Now we're just saying may institute.
But leave that up to you guys.
I know, that's what I'm just.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
still
that would
think
be
that-
part of a resolution that we'd come back with. So yeah, it allows you to do it.
Yeah,
It sounds like majority of the crowd that night was for it.
what they acted like, and again,
they
we're not,
did.
we don't even need to charge them anything. Or a buck or whatever it is you want to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd rather not charge them anything, but like Rosie said, the ones that register, are the ones that came here and sat, the ones that aren't gonna
Right.
register aren't
Aren't
the ones
here.
paying attention.
But if it
They-
says they have to register, that gives these guys a little more teeth. In my opinion.
or an
It-
opportunity to give them the information, but if they're not. Yeah, if they won't comply anyway, then
So you're saying we could come back later with a resolution?
Yeah, that'd be the place to.
yeah.
Yep.
And it would be a
Okay.
free,
It
it'd be a
gives
free
you the
reading,
option,
so.
Okay.
But not telling anybody what they have to do there in that registration portion. This was, we talked about this for. It was
I
a
bet
good
you
long
did.
while on this registration piece and then back and forth and. Thought about just maybe an online registration too, where, yeah, you
Right.
brought that one
Yeah.
up. Yep.
You can make it both.
Yeah,
Going back to the ages, when I made the mistake of standing up and saying. What if we dropped all that to 10 and they all, oh no, it still doesn't matter. So I think we're still going to get some,
well, our current one is 10.
But it's.
I know.
So if we go without any of this, it's already 10.
and I think you need something.
So-
Like the gentleman that talked about this 3 or 4-year-old kid on a scooter just made me very nervous. And e-bikes, is that the state law? Is that where we're going down to 10 instead of 14? I'm fine with the scooter ones, but e-bikes at 10? Where'd you guys come up with that? Anybody know?
That was
Thank you.
on that thing that you found where the class 3 was the 16 plus. So we don't, that's out of our hands, right?
Yeah.
Cause that one was a state deal. So then everything else was just dropped down to what wasn't mandated.
The age discussion was, the group was all over the board from, as you can imagine, on.
We have as well,
Yep.
so.
Too far back? Or you're just, you're, sure.
I'm just, we have it defined versus e-bike versus off-road bike, right?
Yes, the DNR has that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think, did you have that in your,
Right here.
he's got it up here in the, off-road class
D,
5.
D,
It's that ORM.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
page 3.
Number 3, description.
Yeah.
I understand we're gonna get some kickback there, but we don't, that's,
Well, like I said, I
It's not
suppose
us,
it's
right?
defined the difference between the two, because I could see somebody arguing.
Right, and
That's
that's,
nice.
we did have it in this table, but that just confused everybody, so said, fine. We thought we were making it simpler, and all we did was make it more complex. So
So
we left it up here.
what happens if you stop a kid who's 9?
I think that's where we get into the gray area of how we're gonna enforce this, and that's gonna have to be another discussion.
Well,
It's not like they
you're only
carry
gonna
ID.
stop him if he's doing.
Exactly.
Right, well, that's,
So
I mean, you're
that-
not gonna
right.
go look.
So you're not gonna
it's
get the
just-
penalty, you're not gonna be penalized because you're 9. You're gonna be penalized because you did something that required this
right,
habit.
yes.
And it's probably more of a teaching time than a penalizing anyway,
So
right?
We're gonna start with, like we have been doing, even though chapter 77 is already here, right? Trying to educate these kids, because the last thing I wanna do is, you know, I got a kid outside being active. Wanna
Right.
make sure they're safe, wanna make sure they understand the rules. Sometimes we have to, you know, educate the parents. But our main focus is gonna be, okay, we have somebody called in or we witness them acting like children at times, right? And then we can have the, hey, the code, you're not supposed to be on this device, you're not supposed to, you know, let's get a hold of your parents, or and go down that. So now if a 9-year-old rolls by me and they're doing everything fine, and I don't know if they're 9, you know what I mean?
yeah, that's sort of,
It's kind of like all the other rules of the roadway, the laws. Unless you've brought yourself into the light and become the issue, who knows what you're doing, you know?
But if it's the 3rd or 4th time you stop that same child.
Right, then we go
Then-
down to,
yeah.
That's where, at the bottom, really gets people's attention. I don't want to store them or have a fleet of them, so I hope that it never gets to there.
We still need that video of you writing.
Okay, well,
Well, I like what you guys have done. I think it's better. I don't know, well, better, maybe not the right word, but it's reformed from what we did, and I think it's a little more user-friendly for people in town.
I did have a question on the helmet. Is there a reason that we have to have in there that the helmet is encouraged to but not mandated? Do we need the not
I
mandated
had
to?
that question as well.
so-
I mean, just if they're
I
encouraged.
think that was the exact wordage on the
I know.
Iowa one,
But
that's why it's there, but yeah.
Can we just kill the but not mandated to?
think
They
that
can
just
read it
makes
however
sense.
they want.
Yeah.
I would agree.
I think that's a very good call out.
Less typing for Aaron anyway. Well, you're
Removing words.
Saved a line. So I used to.
Saving letters.
Oh,
Saving it, yeah.
Everybody's good
Big
with a lot of the discussion items and the changes. We can move on and
Yep.
start tweaking it and putting the first reading together.
And hopefully we get good input back again.
Well,
There's something that really,
I think we have good input the first time because nobody's here.
They don't know. what we're
Well,
talking
they didn't know.
Well, I know, we told them we were gonna discuss it the next meeting.
So thank you to all of you who did
So-
this.
Agreed.
Yeah, everybody,
Very much.
including the citizens that
Yeah,
came in.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hey. All right, we'll go to number C, or it's number C, letter C. Set public hearing date for the fiscal year 25-26 budget amendment for May 12th at 5:30 PM.
Each year as we do our budget, as we get through the year, we have to look at what we've. All they care about is expenses. You just can't go over your expenses. And if you do, you just need to make a budget amendment. So a prime example is I'll move down to culture and recreate. Oh, agenda's out there, everybody? Sorry.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The first one's public safety. You know, we did a few things without, we had to pay back, Sioux City for some, what was it? Flex software. So that wasn't budgeted. Put lights in on a new vehicle that we got, from Kingsley. Ladder truck had a little bit more repair than we thought. Warning siren, which was approved by you guys, but not in the budget. So just a little bit of miscellaneous stuff. So that's the big one, 180. You move down to the next one, it's culture. You know, we did the playground. We approved putting the playground in one year. The following year, we're gonna put in the flooring of it, but even the first year, we didn't have all of it in the budget. We only had a portion of it, so that's why that one's gotta go back up. And then, general building maintenance, city. This building had some plumbing issues or some sewer issues that it has a belly in it somewhere, so we had to spend a little bit of money here, and then we moved inspections over to the new building. So these are a little bit higher than what they next, you know, it probably doesn't have to be 40, it could probably be more like 30, but I'd rather cover ourselves. Doesn't cost you to go over, it costs you a few hundred, they just yell at you at the audit part, but. So that's kind of what this is, just kind of covering what we spent versus what we said we were gonna spend, so that we make sure we have all of our expenditures accounted for. Now, the library one, if you look at culture and recreation, the library gets more donations than what they tell me they're gonna get, and so they're able to spend those. But we don't have them budgeted, so that's why they have, but so there's money to cover a lot of those expenses, it's just not. It's not in the expense line item, so.
I would probably argue it took money to cover all of their expenses.
Say that again.
I said I would probably argue they probably have money to cover all of their expenses. Do you think for library?
No,
From the
No, they
no,
get,
not even close.
Okay.
they get,
Well, they spend about 100,000 and they don't make 100,000 donations. Is that what you're saying?
I guess, yeah, I'm just not misstating that, yes.
Yep. No, they promised me 5,000 every year as their donation dollar amount, and then when they get in up to the 15 to 20,000, then they can spend that extra 5 to 20, 15 on anything they need. We did talk to them as well, because if they get a donation in on May 10th, they have to spend that by the end of June, otherwise that money goes back into the city coffers and gone forever. So they are gonna keep their own separate checkbook, so they have that money that they can build up something, so they get something worthwhile versus just wasting it on something. So we have talked to them about using it better for them, so.
I think this was a major donor or grant that they got.
Yeah,
It wasn't-
yeah,
that's the
it
MERD
was
grant.
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
MERD
they
grant
had a big one this year, you know.
that was.
They're not overspending by any means. That was, if I made that sound like that, that's not the case at all. They're just spending what they're making on donations.
it actually says overspend.
Yeah.
the amount.
That's why I was
That's why,
confused.
but
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah,
No, just on
Well,
what they
the
make.
donation was the MERD grant.
Right.
Yep.
Which was
Sorry.
probably 20 grand.
Yeah, I think it's 15.
I think it was 5.
15.
It was 5,
Yeah, I think it was 5.
it was 5.
So yeah, so that'll be on the public hearing. Probably go through some of those.
I'll go through them again, yep.
Do we need a motion to set the public hearing for May
Motion.
12th?
Second,
I was
You can
fast.
have it.
I don't care.
The ladies have the second. Okay, all in favor of public hearing for May 12th?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries for May 12th. Okay. Go to D, review and approval of bid for new end loader.
All right, so this kind of comes back to the Geo bond that we came to you guys for. Some money set aside for that. So we went ahead and started getting bids for those machines. As you can see, you guys have that in front of you. So,
Yes.
yes. RMS came in, they have 149, 1 year, 5-year warranty, 5,000 powertrain, 187,000. 245. Ziegler came in at 186, 286. Titan case 621 G2 came in at 172 net, 151 horsepower. 7-year warranty, 3,000 hours. And then Murphy came in, John Deere 524P at 169, 800. As normal, we normally would recommend the lowest bid, but on this case, we feel as staff that the 7-year, 3,000 hour warranty probably covers the $1,000 or $4,300 from the lower bid. So staff recommendation is to move up and get a better warranty at 172,093 and purchase the case 621 G2.
Nice pun, by the way. Looking for a motion.
You only look at horsepower less too. All right, we got a motion for staff recommendation for the Titan machine. Or we need a motion.
So done.
So done.
So done.
Yeah.
That's a
However you
motion.
wanna phrase it. That would be a motion.
Need a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries for plate machinery. Okay. Review and approval of bid for Warrior Road sidewalk from Kingston Circle to South Louis Boulevard.
So another bid we got out. We had we had Craig at V&K help us. Cause if you drive by there, there's a little bit of slope pretty
Slope
quick
to
into the ditch. So we had him kind of engineer it for us, gave us everything, and we turned that out to 3 bidders, KP, Steve Harris, and Barcon. They're kind of the ones that have been doing a lot of work for us. And we got KP came in at the lowest of 57,725. So it's staff recommendation to award that to KP for that amount. We have, shoot, I don't remember now. Don't quote me. We have roughly 28,000 left in Warrior Sidewalk Project Fund. And we have still our budget from this year for sidewalks. So that's where we're getting the money. So it was where that's coming from.
Is there a time frame on when they're supposed to have this done?
They will, not really, but yes, they'll get on it right away. It'll be done before school starts next year. If that's the easiest way for me to say it, probably.
Works for me. I would make a motion to approve the bid from KP Construction, is that right?
Yep.
For 57,725.
My question is with Steve Harris is.
Oh, you gotta do a second before we have discussion. Because the motion's been laid out.
I'll second.
We got
Question
a
is-
motion and a second. Any further discussion? I gotta run the
My
meeting
question on
properly.
with the Steve Harris, as much success as we had with him with the First Street project and everything, the trails that he did for us, was he that much different than?
75 versus 57.
Was it that much different? Okay,
Yeah.
that was my only
No,
question.
good question. They don't deal with small sidewalks. They're not as interested in those, but they would help us out if we asked them to.
Okay.
So. But yeah, very good question.
Okay.
Thanks, Kurt.
We would take them on almost anything else, so.
Okay.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries for KP Construction.
Nope. I had a question for you. Unless-
Was he KP Construction? The guy
No,
that just left?
He was one of the
No,
bids for
he was
the
a bid for
end
the
loader.
loader.
Oh, for the unloader?
The one you.
I guess we
accepted
could have.
or you
No.
If I know
No.
that,
I think I stood over.
if I known that, we could have moved it all up so you didn't have to wait. So.
That's okay.
All right, special event permit application, American Legion Thunder on the Missouri on May 24th, 2026. It's on Memorial Day. I think, does everybody know what Missouri on the Thunder is? Mark,
Thunder
what,
on the,
Sherry, do you guys?
Thunder on the river.
Thunder on the river,
don't.
Thunder on the Missouri.
That map is last year.
Round.
We
The
did
patriotic
change
motorcycle rider, it brings in about
Yeah,
the
300.
route that I'm
I think this is
suggesting.
the-
It's on Memorial Day.
I think it's about
I'm
the
not a
third
fan.
one.
I'm not a fan, but
I'm not.
I think it's very patriotic,
bunch of
because I come
motorcycles.
from that world.
So my suggestion
Which is
is
fine. I
the
don't
map
It
that
represents
is in
Memorial
the
Day.
package is not the right one. I forgot to bring this up to you, Danny. We changed it last year, so we went
This is for the next part.
South
We don't
Lewis,
have to-
the first three. No, maybe I saw it in the original package last week.
I thought I had it in there, but maybe it didn't.
I don't know, maybe it's what you sent me.
That's,
So that we changed the route last year, so we now go to Old Lakeport. So we can go up Old Lakeport to Lakeport, and then we get Sioux City's help getting them on the bypass there. Because before when we took this route, it was really a disaster trying to mix them down in the Singing Hills area with all the different, on ramps and exit ramps, and then try to get them up onto the bridge on 20 to go westbound into Nebraska was another nightmare up at the top for the merger. So, it was just easier to get them on at Lakeport, and it was a straight shot. It was much safer. We had to deal with that small area at the top of Lakeport, which we could control a lot better because the traffic's slower. So I just want to make sure that I got in the record which way we're gonna go. That's all. Yep.
Okay. Motion for the special permit application,
I'll make the motion for the special permit application.
so your second,
Second.
I
Okay.
do have a question though.
motion is second, any further discussion?
So, well, I just want to make sure before you moved on.
You're fine.
So the first year, we had a problem with everybody in the parking lot and the community center still being able to be used. So my question, Tyler's not here anymore. Have we discussed how that parking lot's gonna be used so he can still use the community center? Cause that first year they took over the whole thing and he couldn't get his rental people in. So
They-
Taking over it every year, but, yeah.
did he say anything at our Monday meeting? I thought,
no, he didn't say anything about it.
That's only if there's something there on the 20th.
and there is, he's
There
booked
is.
every weekend.
How big is it? You know, the other one?
What he's doing there?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm guessing it's grad parties, but I don't know.
Well,
Cause we talked to Hollowell, the rest of the group.
I mean, the
Are you
pool,
texting?
the pool
Ron?
won't be open, so you,
no, May 24th on Sunday.
But they're in the community
You're
center.
not-
parking
I
lot.
can text him, just ask.
Right, so the only thing, they had all their vendors and everything. And they wouldn't let the people come to bring their stuff to the door to get into the community center. I feel like they got that fixed last year, but I just wanted to confirm that.
never
did
been
make it
before.
last year. And there was a issue with that the year before, I didn't think last year, but somehow they fixed it.
Okay, well, I guess if we can just follow up and make sure that that is,
And they can find that accordingly if
Yeah.
there is a function going on
Right.
that day, on Sunday. Okay, motion second, all in favor, special event permit,
I,
all opposed, motion carries. Okay. Hope they're still on.
they are.
Discussion of letter G, discussion of requests for Baker Prairie Bluff Phase 2 Development Agreement. So, Baker Prairie Bluff is the developers Jan Harmon. This is all located behind, Mid-States Bank. You have a map. And a letter of the requests that they put out. We had a nice big meeting last week.
Last Monday.
So this is, just really the discussion on the request, really no, decisions have to be made. We can discuss what's been presented to council to vote. Eventually.
But not today.
Yeah,
No.
I just, yeah, I need feedback of what to put in the development agreement. So we have, for all these developments, we have a development agreement that says, what is the developer gonna do? What's the city gonna do? And so the request has come on the through street and what serves the development and what's more general to the city for use. That's probably the biggest key. I think there's two of those items that address that, items 2 and 3. So from the very west side into where the property line is, we have a city council that have identified that as something the city needs to do to connect our project to the development. What we have from the fence into the cul-de-sac road, they're asking that we also include that in our scope, being that on the north side of that is private commercial development that she does not own. And on the south side of it, I mean, the homes, it's kind of a side yard to the homes. It's not really the front face of the homes. They have the Scots on them. I see the engineer on the drawing sheet that I have. I don't have the details of what he sent here on the screen, but I have it on this printed copy. Everything from the west to that cul-de-sac road is an estimate, not including grading and erosion control, of $180,000. The road from the cul-de-sac road east is wider than the rest of the roads inside. They're 31 foot, and that's a city requirement. They've asked for some assistance on that additional width for about $36,000. That is, where did I do my math? About 220,000. Our bond that we've got, Jason, for that project is 250,000. Is what we have in the coffers are figured for that. So,
So Aaron, everything on this little key over here, that's Scott's assessment. That's his estimate, right?
estimate, yeah,
Not-
and
not
it's
the- Not our city estimate.
it's no. Yeah. And our city estimate would include the design and construction engineering fees for that section that's in front of Kelly Price. Some of the value of having it in their project, and we reimburse them whatever dollars, is that everything gets paved in one direct sequence, and there's no, we'd go out and pave ours, and they'd have to pave up to it, get more. There's some value in there. So, but it comes down to, it's not been bid, so these are.
Right. I just wanted
These are
to make sure
estimates.
we all knew that
Mhm.
that's what we were talking about.
So those are, those are the big dollars above and beyond what, the third request is there's a sewer lift station that we put in back in 2015. And it was put in at the time by the city up front, and based on how many acres was developed, the developer would reimburse us, be basically a connection fee to the sewer. So they've asked for that amount to be waived. We did the same thing in Serenity Point. We waived those fees.
Was it that high?
214.
214.
Well, 214, that's a little deceiving. That's what's remaining to be developed. The acres in this project is about 95,000. There's another 10 to 12 acres north of here that would cover the rest of it.
And you're saying that was similar to what we did for Serenity?
Yeah, Serenity had a lift station that had a connection fee for the second phase that we basically, I don't know, Jason, it's kind of a sunk cost at this point where we've already paid for it. But
And that lift station was put in there just for that development and Quick Start. It has nothing to do with across the street for Oak Hill.
right.
So
It's
it was only
the
for
whole
that
30
area.
acres that includes, yep. And then the fourth request is that the city would continue the residential tax abatement as an incentive for builders, which is nothing that staff can promise. That would be it. It'll be expiring in December of this year. So, unless I know I think I talked about it last meeting. We need to have a discussion on that, but
But they're not grandfathered in. With phase two, even if they're going ahead now, they wouldn't be grandfathered in with the tax abatement.
correct. The city council could designate a specific area, but our citywide one
Expires.
So then,
And that would include the Serenity Estates as well. So that would also expire down there.
but I think on that development agreement, there, you could pass a specific for that area. I think that might be in the development agreement.
I thought it was actually, because
Yeah.
Hank's talking about that all the time.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't hear it brought up when he was talking about it.
Okay.
Doing that over the house.
On the tour.
Part of their development agreement, we allowed we said we would, if the citywide one goes away, that area would be a specific designated tax abatement. I think you weren't here yet, I don't think, on council, but
We might want to check that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've also
Any
asked
concern about
if,
that, the inconsistency there?
Mm.
No? Yes?
I mean-
I'm just asking what everyone's thoughts are.
Be consistent.
That's what I,
Yeah, we can't say, okay, you have it, but you don't have it.
that's what
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, but
that's
then,
my
I mean,
question.
you're getting yourself into where does it end? And I'm not saying it should end, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying then if there's a new project, then there's another new, and they're going to overlap.
Right.
And and I think Lisa isn't on, but Jan's,
I thought she was.
she
she
was
was
there.
for a bit.
Okay.
Jan's a realtor, and as well as Dan Moore, her attorney, if the incentive's not there where we have it in other areas, it's gonna be difficult to build and sell, so. But, so those are the four main. Topics.
Seems like we talked about the paving with the other mayor.
Yeah.
And he was
So what?
upset about adding, is that covered in here? Is that we're
So,
agreeing now to do it? even
well,
though-
no, these are their requests.
This is,
This is not our agreement
I
to
get
them.
it.
I think,
So-
when the previous mayor was talking, I don't know that you guys had input on it. I
No,
think
he
it was
just said we
kinda-
don't do that, something to that effect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
it's-
We were only picking up half that extension.
Right,
But now we're
And
picking
now
up.
we're gonna pick up from the cul-de-sac road all the way through.
They're asking.
that's what they're
they're
asking.
asking.
Well,
That doesn't mean we have to do
I know,
that.
that was where I wanted to be clear on what we were talking.
Well,
that.
yeah, they want from our extension up to the cul-de-sac road, and then they're asking just for an extra width of paving the rest of the way, I don't know if that came out right
Yeah,
in
it
my
did.
mouth, but,
It did.
so
So as far as the extra width, this one gives me anxiety, because if we take it from, if we say we're not gonna pay it and it goes down to 27 feet, then they're on the cul-de-sac extension to the south, there's a little parking area that's put in because of the fact that it's only 27 feet wide. So where would the extra parking be on that through street if it was only 27 feet wide?
I think the PUD states that has to be 31 feet. Something not.
Yeah.
That has to be 31 feet. They're just asking for you guys to pay for part of that.
I got it. I'm just saying, there's a reason. The argument I heard the other day was because it doesn't matter to them if it's 27 or 31, and I'm saying it does. That's just kind of all I'm saying. Cause there isn't any parking available for them. We're doing, they're, you know,
And they're asking for us to pay all of it. You said.
just, no,
Just-
just for that,
Fourth
For
Street.
for that east section, they want us to pay the extra 4 feet.
That's the 36,000 or so.
Well, possibly.
I mean,
I mean,
the
that was
number
their
was thrown
estimate
out.
on
Yeah.
it was 36,000.
Are you just talking about this little piece here?
No, all the way, all, no,
That's-
other way.
Other
the-
direction.
Keep going all the way.
Keep going.
All that.
Okay.
That was an easement in that area for years,
Okay.
designed for that, honestly. But I believe in our P and Z regulations, it states that developers will take care of infrastructure in their development area.
So on number 3, they would be paying, they should be paying for that 50,000.
I'm
If we go straight along.
If we go,
number 2.
And I guess
Number 3, I would say.
that's just my question.
Well, two, man.
2 and 3.
Well,
Like, what have we done for others? Like,
No.
so Serenity Point, did they do their own roads and how that, like what?
That's internal, so that. would-
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
Developers.
the argument,
They just did all theirs.
the argument with at least the yellow hatched area
Okay.
is that's us bringing it to them, and which we did on a small scale at Moppin Pines. We think, from D Street into Moppin Pines,
Just that
there's
little
about
bit.
100 foot. Because their homes didn't start till a little further in, and that was why I think as staff, we were talking, we need to do the very far west piece. But the only question was whether or not from the fence to the cul-de-sac, would that be considered the same, so.
Okay.
Or the north half is a private developer or private owner, so. Jan there?
Yeah, I think I can speak.
There we
I'm not
go.
Sure, okay.
Yeah,
Good
you're not
evening, all.
echoing anymore.
I'm not too comfortable with this chat stuff, but I've been listening and one of the reasons why I've come to you and asked for assistance on this paving of the road, all the extensions of where the houses will be, I'm certainly taking care of all of that. But this is as you will see, as you already realize, I think that road is going to be the capability of coming from Main Street downtown all the way to South Lakeport. It will be your second, excuse me, thoroughfare. You've got First, and then this one will be more stronger than even Warrior. So that's the other reason why it should be wider. And at one point, you were going to put 1 inch of concrete and the additional 4 feet. And I would still like to hear something in reference to that, because if it is at 31 feet, yes, you can park on one side. It would be possible.
Yep. For 31-foot streets.
I thought we got rid of that inch.
Yeah,
did.
the thought was it needed to be thicker paving for
But
that, but
that-
we aren't, it's
Like
gonna be
it's not for trucks, so we took an inch off the street.
yeah, so we're just looking for a standard depth, street.
That SUDAS requires.
It's not gonna be a through truck,
Yeah, no, I don't think you'll see trucks on it.
So the 50,000 would be less.
You might see small trucks, but you won't see the big ones.
so Scott put there on the
Oh, okay.
35.
35, so.
Okay, yeah, see on the letter, they're not numbered the same.
Yeah, I'd
That's,
ask. yeah,
that's why I'm like,
Frank,
what are you
yeah.
talking about?
My
I
bad.
got it. Now the
Yeah.
letter and the, and.
Alright, mostly gone off the left.
I asked,
Okay.
yeah, I asked Scott to just kind of put the costs together and a map together,
Mhm.
so that came separate from the letter, so.
The map is helpful though.
Yes.
Yeah,
It all is.
Just as your finance director. His is an estimate, so I recommend that you don't say yes to doing it, not knowing exactly what the price is. Be really careful on how we
Yep.
go about it.
How do we do that?
If we say we go up to this amount
Oh,
Mhm.
for this area,
okay, good point.
That's a great point.
let's just, my finance hat on.
I like that.
You don't know what else you could run into.
Nice to meet you.
That's fair.
so that would be just saying we would give the 250 that we have for bonding and, or some other amount.
What are they asking for? I mean, that's what we. They wanted 180 and 35,
Yep,
Yes.
so we give them 205,
and I think it's
15, whatever. it is.
16,
From a certain amount.
but there's not, they aren't including the grading and
Take care of the rest.
road control
Plus-
yet.
Well,
Plus,
that's, yeah,
plus-
that's what.
plus waiving the 90,000 from the lift. I mean, that's another value too that we're giving them. So I guess. My question, just as a new council member, is just like. Is for us to, like, the question of just consistency from one development to the next and how. How important that is to us. Not one way or the other, but just, I guess for us to think about that, because this hopefully won't be the last. Development, right?
This is Scott Gernhardt. Can I make a comment?
Sure.
Yeah.
One thing with the area in yellow, we could configure this so that that's not even done as part of our development. We could do the loop around up north to the cul-de-sac and then the part east of the cul-de-sac and not do anything to the west, and we'd actually have a little more room for development. And we don't need that section of street. I know Jan wants it to go through just to have better access, etc., but it could be done without it.
They can't do that. That would make that one long cul-de-sac that you got
Right.
an exit out that way.
That's.
Well, from here to here,
Yeah.
Yep.
There's no exit.
yeah,
He's saying loop it around north, so then it would be a
Up to
giant,
those houses.
Yeah.
right,
Okay.
That is correct. So the only cul-de-sac would be the actual cul-de-sac. The other would loop around.
but yeah, but that's. I mean, you're talking. Redesigning the development and, I mean, I would assume the north loop is gonna. Happen eventually as another phase, but
Correct. Yeah, that would be the next phase.
but in order for that to be. To satisfy what we need, that road would have to be done now. Yeah, I'm just,
well,
Economics would not make that really possible.
exact, and that's my point, yeah.
We
Not
could
with
do
Not
a
without
portion-
your help.
We could do a portion of the main street and stop there and then go to the north phase afterwards. The cul-de-sac would have to be last.
yeah. I mean, yeah, so. I guess. The other parts of some of our planning as we've looked at streets and where they need to go. And that it matches what we have seen in the past as far as what should our future roads be like, and so. It fits. The yellow parts, and. It wouldn't have to happen right away, but I think you need that.
Which, the yellow, to take it over there.
It's just a matter of timing. We have to do it this year, or do we do it? 2-3 years down the road. I mean, that's the other piece.
I mean, staff, I mean, from my standpoint, staff recommendation would be to give them up to $250,000 to complete that and get it done, and that's what we're gonna give them and be done with it. My recommendation.
For all the requests.
Except for the sewer one, I don't know how you're gonna handle the sewer, but yes, for all of the concrete requests, here's our $250,000 to cover everything you might.
Well, would that cover all the other things that you said needed to be done that aren't paving?
That's Aaron, I know what he said.
Yeah, what else did you say that 250 was supposed to cover?
The sewer and water services,
All right.
maybe a hydrant,
Right, okay.
couple of these intakes, but that kind of gets built into the street. I
Right,
know-
but that's that's what our budget was for, though, included doing those things.
Oh,
No,
no,
really,
No.
the geo bond was only for the road portion.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's, I heard him wrong.
but
So, yes,
but we would be having to hire an engineer to design it. And watch it during construction, whereas if it's tied into their project, it's one seamless.
He's making the same recommendation,
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
I don't wanna speak. for him,
Yeah.
but
So, yeah, so
I
I
don't
don't,
wanna sit here silent, I think it's smart to get it done, I think they've got a good plan to get it done, it's better than us having to go bid it ourselves and get it done a year later. There's a lot of benefit to doing it.
do you understand what we're saying, Scott?
Yes, yep.
So basically, the council would potentially just whatever bonds we've got coming for 250,000, that would be contributed toward those pieces, I guess, or projects. Or maybe Dan, I don't know if Dan's listening. But so that gives what you've proposed and then another 30,000.
In case there's some miss.
That'd be some contingency, pay for some engineering,
Yep.
and it covers what it covers.
Is it nitpicky then to think if we're giving that much, then to throw in the lift station too feels like another 90,000 feels like a lot to me.
Well, I think the way I might answer that is that the road connection would be a separate issue. It's unique. Like for Serenity, they built their own road. It wasn't didn't have to connect to it. We already had 220th done but yeah, that's,
I mean, this is gonna benefit us, the city,
That's true.
and the developer,
Yeah, that's true.
right.
Correct.
to
right.
getting to 75 and
Yeah,
to
that's true.
downtown or
It's
whatever.
a different, kind of a different animal, I suppose.
But you make a good point.
yeah.
It just feels like a lot. And certainly it will add a lot of value. That's, not to diminish that in any way, just raising the
And we're-
question.
Yeah, we'll sell water and sewer and electric.
So just to be clear, we give the project $250,000 to complete the street from Lewis all the way through to, I can't remember.
Baker Drive.
Baker Drive, thank you. At 31 feet with the exception
Or-
of that one little excerpt, right?
That's what,
That's,
what
Well,
Jake-
not quite Lewis, but yes, outside of the.
right, well, wherever,
Yep.
yeah, that's true, because it already is there, matches up
And
to.
it's at Prairie Bluff, not Baker.
Okay, Prairie Bluff. So in the west side, I can't read that, it's too small. The west side ends at wherever our
That's-
concrete already ends,
yeah.
or is
That's at
already.
Prairie Bluff,
Fourth Street.
or Fourth Street on the,
Fourth Street
on the
comes
west
over
end.
But what, yeah, wherever that is.
What is that? E Street? Being fourth? G.
Fourth Street goes
G
G
Street.
Street, just a little bit into Kelly Price property right there. That's what we
G and
catch on.
Fourth.
I like that.
Okay.
Sure.
And then how are we feeling about waiving the sewer connection fee for this portion of the project?
Which is roughly 95,000.
yeah. Yeah.
I told Aaron it's sunk costs. We've already spent it. We're getting some property value up there. If she doesn't build up there, we're not gonna get anything.
Right.
So it's kind of a gift, but it's something that gets it moving. Otherwise, it might not move.
Okay,
On her first phase, we did get those
Yeah,
sewer connection
we
fees.
did get on the first phase.
right. Every time that she
Yeah, I'm gonna
connected a
fall
new one.
short
we
of
get-
Recommending we give it all, but think that it makes sense a little bit. Kind of my thought. Thank you.
Okay,
Do we have any idea of potential monetary figure this development's gonna bring to the city? Or is it too hard to
I'm sorry,
get?
I didn't look at it.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Um,
I mean, can.
well,
like, so-
yeah, maybe Jan has those numbers. I mean, we're talking. Well.
Along Fourth Street, there's 20 units. I don't know what the taxes are, but total taxes are 5,000 to 6,000
yeah,
each.
it still didn't bring in more revenue than it would if it was,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
but the
Thanks, Scott.
abatement, that's
That's right
right
now.
now.
Right now, it's not bringing in any revenue.
Yeah, it brings in.
Yeah.
Nice.
The other thing I want you to think about a little bit is new tax laws that are probably coming.
Yeah.
We're only gonna get 2% on our money.
Yeah.
But new, you get all of it.
One.
So that growth is gonna help a little bit more than what the standard home already built is. That you're gonna get a little bit of boost by having it be new. For
Revenue.
what it's worth.
Unless it's abated.
Right.
But that's a limited time. So yeah, 95,425. This is a separate, I didn't put this
Oh, okay.
in the.
Okay.
I mean, it could also be a negotiation. I mean, we could say that we're gonna give you half. It
Mhm.
doesn't have to be the whole thing, it could be half.
Right.
I would leave that up to your discretion, you guys. I think you made a good point.
Yeah, you
It's-
did. I kinda like that too, just kinda. Have,
We've already done it. They did pay the first part.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe split it.
Yep.
Split 95.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, that looks like-
Curious what I'm seeing, how, does that make you feel better if we split it or something? I think
Yeah.
I can see you're a little bit, I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I know it's only 50 or 45, 50,000, but
It's a lot.
it's just
Still,
a lot of money.
I'm with.
I mean, that's the part that I just like, you know.
I'm good either way. And it doesn't come all at once. It's as a, whatever that number is, it's divided by the units that are put in and they only get paid at the time of final occupancy permit. But
Oh, I think he'll be fine. He's got his.
What are they thinking for time frame? Starting.
yeah, Jan, do you have a time frame?
Or what, getting the road in or the housing?
Sorry.
Probably both. Yeah, both.
Well, the road, we'd like to bid it and hopefully, we bid with what you, have for that additional, mile or, footage, here very shortly. A matter of fact, as soon as we get things organized here. And as far as the housing, if I'm lucky, I'll get 8 or so up by the end of the year.
Okay.
End of this year, 2026.
That's what you want.
Probably like midsummer or late summer.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough scene to get this done this year.
To get it started.
Oh, I definitely want to get it started.
Hey, Aaron,
Yeah,
this is Dan.
yeah.
I've been on. I'm sorry, I just couldn't figure out how to unmute. Yeah, I know. Sorry. Did you have a specific question for me? Because I mean, what I'm hearing, I haven't talked to Jan about this discussion tonight, but what I'm hearing sounds pretty good, doesn't it, Jan?
Well, I'm listening and yes, I like what I've got coming from the council, but it certainly, whatever additional could be found, I would appreciate that too.
Yeah, I would too.
I've added a lot to the community in many ways, and so has the family for many years.
Yes, and we included that in our letters so that council members would be aware of that.
Yep.
But Aaron, did you have a specific question for me? I'm sorry, I couldn't jump in right when you.
I think that was on the cost of the project maybe, or the revenue to the city maybe. I don't remember.
But I think Scott answered it actually.
Scott did?
Yeah,
Scott answered it?
I
Okay.
think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Music to my ears. But I want to thank the council and the mayor for having this discussion. I think it's been real helpful. And, Jen will perform and do what she says she's going to do. She always has, and it'll be a great project for the city.
This is Scott again. One other thing I want to mention, Jan's already contributed to the project is she gave affordable, I think it was a half-acre commercial lot in exchange for that access through the red circle that's on the screen now.
Yeah.
It was a trade.
Yep. That's a true statement.
Very true statement. Land for land.
Mhm.
In other words, I've been contributing all along.
Yep.
All right, is everybody good with what was brought up so we can get something put together and
250 and a half, is that what we're?
No,
well, up to 250 and then
Up, yeah.
half on the,
Yeah.
and then so you can put something together and we can vote on it next meeting?
Yeah, we may have to have a public hearing to
Public
do
hearing
that.
probably on.
But yeah, I'll work
But
with,
we'll get, yeah, we can get something put together and get it moving.
yeah, I'll work with Dan and get it into writing.
That all sound good to you, Jan and Dan and Scott?
Yes, I'm glad to hear that, Ron.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Would
Right.
our target, Aaron, then be May 12th?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And I'll actually come down to the meeting for that. I just talked to Jan late today and Danny sent me the connection so I could listen to the discussion. It's been very helpful.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it gives me direction.
All right.
Well,
Thank you for
guys.
coming. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.
We're gonna move on
Forward
with
to
the
hearing
agenda.
from you.
Okay. All right, we're gonna move on to letter H, approval of fiscal year 2026-27 dental, vision, short-term disability and life insurance renewal.
Oh my gosh, where am I at here? Ish.
Motion to approve.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I mean, dental's going up a little bit. Everything else is 0%. So
Because that was part of the amendment. It was just did get add on to the, and it was just the dental one, that wasn't a.
yeah, $1 or
Yep.
$2 a month. You say 2.59%, it seems like a lot, but when you're only
Smiling. I
Keep
make a motion to
smiling.
approve.
I'll second.
All right, motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Resolutions 26-11 authorized fiscal year 2026 transfers.
So each year we have to come to council, with our transfers. As we know, general fund, we normally take about 600,000 of local option. 650 to local option. This year we had a fire chief and a few other things that, we knew we were gonna spend, so that's why we're moving 798 up to there. Employee benefits, the taxes come in under employee benefits, but they go to the general fund to pay for all the employee benefits. Debt services, we're still a little bit short each year with that, so that's a $52,000 loss that we've committed to for a period of time until we get that straight. Caught back up. It just got to keep coming down a little bit. Electric's got a loan out to those 3 funds, so they've been paying that back. I think those are paid up in full in 2028. I think was when I last looked at it. Project 367, that's Kiwanis Pond. That's kind of finalizes all of our payments to Kiwanis Pond.
We finally done with that. Jason.
Thank God.
That
I'm
was
telling you what,
the lining and all that is the 275. Is that
there's
what-
no lining,
No, they put,
lining?
no lining at all.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of,
We pulled it back out because we had to fix the inlet.
Yeah.
So yes, all of that is
It's
fixed.
all-
Everything's in, all the flower beds out front, which was part of getting $100,000.
Yeah, we got our grant money for.
Got our grant money for that, so General Parks has about 305 sitting in there kind of waiting for this to get through, so Parks will still have about 25,000 to spend on something that they would like to do as well. The next one is South Lewis. We put the stormwater underneath. We got the bid from Subsurfco. A lot of times when I do it, I forget that there's engineering that goes with it, so that's what that is. It's just the engineering portion of that, so.
I think the rest of it was ARPA paid.
Yeah, ARPA paid
American
the rest.
Rescue
This is
funds.
just coming out of road use to pay for that. Project 360's Oak Hill Electric, as you guys know, we put that all underground. Excuse me. We had one bore that we had to do at the end that we didn't count on having, and that's what that is. So we just paid floss to get that cleaned up. A lot of this is just to clean these projects up and get them off the books. Oak Hill overlay. So we had a project code for Oak Hill overlay when we did some overlay in there. As you guys know, at Baker Drive, when we had those semis going up and down there, we kind of busted that out. We fixed that this last year, so that's what that is. 11 grand just to get that cleaned up. And then this is the Warrior sidewalk I was talking to you guys about a little bit earlier. I have some money set in Warrior sidewalk project fund. I just need to move some from general fund, which is already in our budget for sidewalks, and just move that into the project. So I just paid out of the project. It's just a cleaning up thing there. And that might be a little bit more than I need to, but I'll move it there and then we'll move it back next year or later this year. And then 373. So when we started talking last two or 1 or 2 years ago with the former mayor, we were still looking at maybe doing something up on Baker Park. You know, we talked about maybe having a community center way up on high above the water tower. We talked about moving a dog park in there, and we had some drawings done and things like that. And it's just been sitting there, unpaid. Well, it's paid, but not just financially. It needs to be cleaned up. So just moving some lost money in there to get that cleaned up, because that's not on the horizon right now. We just need to clean that project out. So that's kind of what they are. We do them every year. Obviously, the bottom ones are a little bit different as the projects come in and out. But we're trying to use projects a lot less because I was using them too much.
So number 9, you're moving it just to the general fund, what you just talked about?
Number 9, I'm just taking lost funds and moving it to that project fund to get rid of that project fund completely.
To the Baker Park.
Yeah, that project will be just gone. And if we ever start back up there again, then we'll start something different.
I would move approval of resolution 26-11.
Second.
Okay, motion second, further discussion? My discussion is if we could, to take Baker Park and transfer it down to Kiwanis and call it Kiwanis / Baker Park. And then just leave Baker Park up there, just city property, period.
I missed it. Sorry. I was walking up.
My suggestion would take Baker Park, and I know it's under federal and all that, we'd have to get requests and put a whatever in. But with everything that's happening up there and a lot of trouble, to take that and move Baker Park name to Kiwanis and attach it to Kiwanis Pond. And just / Baker Park Kiwanis. Kiwanis doesn't exist in Sergeant Bluff, but that's who developed it, that park. And you want to keep that name in case it got redeveloped.
What all would you have to move from Baker?
Well, that's why
There's
we.
that shelter.
You just
for
You're
them.
just taking the name. Is all.
Just take the
Right.
name. That's all you
But-
have to do.
but how
And then
would
you
that-
turn it into city property and then it'd be up to us what we want to do.
But how would that change the shenanigans that go on up there?
Well, you could lock the gate.
We
put a
wouldn't worry
gate up.
about it.
Yeah, it's not a park anymore.
It's not a park. You
Yes.
still leave the trail that goes by.
Is it used? I've never been up there.
Not for anything good.
It's for drug activity.
Let me,
I know.
so there is a federal grant.
I-
And it's like a 50-year grant. And yes, I still get paperwork that I have to fill out for that.
Yep, I know you
It's
do.
a 3 years.
That's what I'm saying, if we could.
As it is. But I don't know if you can request, I don't know.
I don't
We
know
can ask
either,
if
but
we
that
can
would be my
request it.
suggestion to if we.
Otherwise you have to pay it back and
I mean,
I don't know that it was all that much.
I know, that's why I'm trying to guess at what it was, somewhere in my head, I'm
Because if
thinking
it's a federal
17,
grant,
18,000.
17,000.
Correct, and if they say, hey, you need to pay this back, okay, then we ain't doing it.
Then
We're not gonna do
We
it.
can definitely, Aaron and I can probably figure out who to.
But I think it
contact
would be
in
the
that.
right thing to do.
Let me ask first and
I
get
still
that,
don't
and
understand
then
what-
we'll bring it back to council if you want to change the name of something. 'cause
Good plan.
I'm not.
Close it off.
recommending that.
Sound like
Gentlemen,
you're trying-
can
They're
I
just
interrupt?
moving, babe.
Jan has something.
Oh,
I'd like to interrupt. my grandmother was the one that gave that land for that Baker Park. And I'm sure her thoughts are that it was to be a park where people could pull up and sit and look out on Sergeant Bluff and at the same time, it's my understanding that you were going to put a roadway through to the golf course. Or not a roadway, a sidewalk.
Yeah, that got moved to the front out through
Along
First
Lake-
Street.
along
Well,
You
that's
know,
because we didn't have,
because
we couldn't get all the property needed.
There's a lot of
all the way to
proper,
golf
private property you have to go through, and that wasn't allowed.
Okay, well, I wasn't involved in that, so I'm not aware of that. But I'm one of the last ones of her family generation of the Bakers. You have one other family that's in Sergeant Bluff, and that's Doug Wood. But I think we probably both should be communicated with you in reference to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all part of the extra discussion. Thanks, Jan, for that input.
Thank you.
All right. All in favor of the transfers?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. All right, ordinance 771, amending chapter 23 code ordinances to decrease Parks Board membership. Third reading.
Motion to approve. Second.
We have a motion and multiple seconds.
I just grabbed this one I heard.
All in favor?
I don't care. Just take one.
All opposed, motion carries.
Take one.
Time to,
Administrators, one report.
most of the stuff's on the agenda. The only thing, I might need Mark's help if that's okay, Mayor. We had a request for a franchise to come through for telecommunications. And in looking at some of our ordinances, the Long Lines franchise, their 20-year expires October 2026.
Oh.
And I don't know that Sparklights is current. So I know you've had some of that when the Mid-American days to come up. I mean, Mid-American's 2033, we're still okay, but I just wonder if you could offer some help on what we need to do to maybe get those back up
Be happy to.
on the board. So
They should be contacting us.
Be happy to help.
yeah,
Just saying, hey, the franchise is coming up, we'd like to renew it, blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
But if they don't, then that's not.
Then what? I don't know.
Yeah.
But so yeah, pick your brain on that.
Okay,
You know,
such as it is.
that's all I got.
Council, anybody have anything for the good?
I just noticed Peyton's autistic slow down sign. I like it.
Yeah, the one,
Oh, the gal came last time.
Yeah.
I was here 2 weeks ago, man.
yep. For autism or, yeah.
So I don't know what we need to do with that.
I think he gave us the go ahead to get it done.
Okay.
I don't think you weren't here, were you?
No, I heard that part of it.
Okay.
It was a good idea, and then she sent that out. I was
Yeah.
like, that's
Looks
very good.
Find a sign somewhere?
Yeah, well, she found a design. Yep. She gave it to Peyton. Peyton sent it to the,
Oh, the lady did. Okay. I
Yep.
get you.
Any rest of you?
I think most of the things I've said, or most of the things have been covered, but like, good job to Mary with the library week stuff and to Tyler for coordinating the litter pickup. And I think that was new that he did this time. So that was, yeah, just would say, and, yeah, that's all.
get back to you. Tyler, the litter, the question you had for him.
No,
Thunder on the river?
yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
No. We don't have to wait for that. So I guess all I got is motion to adjourn.
Oh.
Found it yet.
Second.
I'll send it to you.
All right, all in favor?
Right.
Aye.
Motion carries. Good night.
Well, you don't want to leave?
Okay, now what do I do? Does it just disappear?